Hey guys, it's me, Troy Dellinger, and I'm continuing my series on the entertainment industry and rebukes about a lot of wicked television that's going on right now. The Bible says, abstain from all appearance of evil. That's in 1 Thessalonians 5. And, um, the psalmist said, I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. So, I don't believe that it's a sin to watch TV, but I think that a lot of the stuff you see on TV is a sin. And the purpose of doing these videos is to promote godly content, faith-based, family-friendly, encourage faith-based, family-friendly entertainment, quality entertainment that preaches the gospel and biblical teaching, and uh, and to go against wicked forms of entertainment that we really should not be watching. Okay, so I'm going to be doing multiple videos about this. This playlist is intended to be a series. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to address here on Christian Studio Productions is wicked entertainment such as wrestling, professional wrestling, the WWE, because that's become very popular nowadays, and there has been a number of recent scandals that has happened in the WWE industry that I wanted to address here on this channel, so that I would discourage people about watching this, so that they would see the corrupt fruits of some of the stuff that they're watching. People don't often think about this kind of stuff. They just kind of see what's on TV. They say, "Oh, this is entertaining, and I like it," and and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to get them to see that the stuff that they're watching is corrupt, and if they really stop to think about it, they might want to reconsider from watching it. Um, so I just want to say that when I was a kid, I loved professional wrestling. I mean, I watched it almost every night that it came on. Um, I had a number of uh people that I liked in wrestling, and I have a whole I had a whole collection, or I still do have a collection. Um, well, it doesn't technically belong to me anymore, but it belongs to the one that bought it for me when I was a kid. Um, and I had a whole collection of basically WWE stuff. I had a whole bunch of movies of it, and I've seen a lot of WWE pay-per-views. When I started off watching wrestling, I started off right at the peak of the Ruthless Aggression era, and it was 2005, and I started watching wrestling on the very Sunday that WrestleMania 21 came on TV. Okay, so. And I watched it for a good number of years, and like I said, I have a collection of all the movies. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to wrestling, because I've watched a lot of this stuff. I know a whole bunch of the old wrestlers. I don't know much of the new ones anymore, but I know like all the old professional wrestlers during the Ruthless Aggression era, and most of the ones during the Attitude Era. Um, So when it comes to wrestling, I know what I'm talking about. And like I said, I started watching wrestling the very day on WrestleMania 21. And ever since WrestleMania 21, I started watching it for like a number of years. And um, so I know a lot about it. And my favorite wrestlers were John Cena and Batista, because they were the two main faces during the Ruthless Aggression era. Because right when I started wrestling, they both won the world titles. Um, so um, so I just wanted to tell people my background about it, just so people don't think, well, oh, this is just this random guy that's coming on here to blast wrestling, and he doesn't have any idea what he's talking about. Well, I definitely do know what I'm talking about, because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional wrestler. I looked up to John Cena and Batista as a hero. I grew up watching Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, all those guys, and I wanted to be just like them. Kurt Angle, everybody else. And I will say that they are very good athletes. They are very athletic, and they can. Um, and I know that not everything in wrestling is fake. I know that the body slams and stuff like that are real. And that's probably another issue I have because I really think that people are getting hurt in the sport, which is something that I don't like. But I will say that they are athletic. Kurt Angle is probably one of the best professional wrestlers in the world, or not just professional wrestlers, but best athletes in the world. He won the Olympic gold medal with a broken neck, and he is talented. And I'm not saying these guys aren't talented or anything like that, but um, this is still not a good sport because, first of all, it's not even real. And like I said, I know that these body slams and stuff like that are real, and that it's not all entirely fake, but it is scripted, and so that's one problem right there. Like you're watching these sports that are scripted and staged, and you know I just don't understand why people would want to watch a sport that's fake where all the outcomes are already determined. Um, some people don't mind that, but okay. But another issue with WWE and professional wrestling is that it promotes sex and sexualization right during the Attitude Era, when the Attitude Era started. And even a little bit before that, but especially during the Attitude Era, is when a lot of this well, basically, the WCW was the main competition of the WWE. Um, and, you know, the WCW was getting more views than WWE, and Vince McMahon was getting desperate, so he sold his soul to get money, to get popularity. And this is a guy that will sell his soul and sell his moral character for money and just to make a buck. And so basically, he started to really make the WWE into like very uh bad, like to make it geared towards a more adult audience so he would beat his competition WCW. And so he would get more views and popularity, and it worked, and he made a lot of money off of it, but he promoted sexualization of women. This has been even on the news. I mean, this goes all the way back to the 90s when this stuff first came out. The WWE has always had controversy because it's had so much filth that was coming on TV. And it's a bad influence on children because I watched this stuff as a child, and people have gotten killed for trying to watch this stuff and trying to reenact it. And it promotes sex, it promotes violence, it promotes profanity, blasphemy, and it's even been on TV, guys. They've done investigations onto this stuff, and they talk about how detrimental and dangerous this stuff is, and like watching it. Another thing that I want to point out is that there have been a number of scandals in WWE. Okay, so we have a lot of the wrestlers have been found using steroids and drugs and other dangerous things in their bodies, and one of the probably most controversial scandals that happened was well, actually, before I get to that, I want to talk about something that happened before this, and that was the death of Owen Hart. It happened all the way back in the 90s. I think it was back in the 90s, and basically they put the wrestlers in unsafe working conditions, and they made Owen Hart go really high into the air, and he ended up falling and dying. And they even continued to do the show, and it brought so much controversy. I think the Owen Hart family, if I'm not mistaken, sued them for it. But really, I mean, they should have checked to make sure everything was fine and safe. But they put him in a very dangerous spot, and he was killed because of it. And then it gets even darker than that. because there was a professional wrestler who I also grew up watching named Chris Benoit, and he murdered his entire family, and he murdered his kid, his wife, and he committed suicide. Um, Chris Benoit, and really a majority of that was because of the WWE, because it really messed up his mind, and because he was doing wrestling moves called the flying headbutt, and it messed up his head, it messed up his mind, and he was also using steroids and stuff, and he was a drug user. And he killed his entire family. And it's not all the WWE's fault. I'm not saying that you can blame other people for something that somebody does wrong, because obviously Chris Benoit made that choice to do that type of action. I'm not saying that it's all the WWE's fault. I'm just saying the WWE had a part in it. And but at the end of the day, I think that it's a person's own choice. And I see a whole bunch of articles saying that Chris Benoit was a born-again Christian, but that's completely false, because a Christian wouldn't ever do something like that. And I believe Chris Benoit is in hell. And I don't believe that he's a Christian at all. I don't believe he ever was a Christian. I believe he was unsaved, because murderers will not inherit the kingdom of God, and they won't go to hell. And suicide is unforgivable when he committed suicide. So I believe that he is in hell right now, and I believe there's a number of scriptures that back that up. Another thing that went on is the most recent of scandals was Vince McMahon, which just happened, I believe, like a year or two ago. And Vince McMahon was accused of allegations of rape, groping, sexual assault from multiple women. And so that's another thing. And Vince McMahon is the owner of the WWE. So, WWE is just really fueled by some of the stuff I'm talking about: sex, violence, profanity, greed, money. It's all about money for Vince McMahon. And I would definitely have to say that it is a sin to watch this sport, and to stop watching it, because it's sin. And watching it is going to make you guilty of watching filth and profanity. It's going to lead to hell, and you need to repent and put your faith in Jesus Christ, and stop watching wicked sports. And that's